Hello students, hope you all are fine and good at home. As I am discussing, I have been discussing the concept, different marketing concept. I just completed second chapter of Unit 2. Today I just about to complete this unit by completing the last unit. Today I will explain market and its characteristics. Very vital part in the marketing, as we all know that the term marketing comes itself from the term market. Without market, nothing is to be promoted. There must be a platform. Market is a platform to achieve the marketing goal. What is market? It is not a very new term. If you talk about the evolution of concept of market, it is evaluated. It was came into existence from the day when when the human being started living together. The concept of market was just came into existence. It is not a new concept to the human civilization. With the evaluation of human civilization, the concept the moment the concept of business, the interchange of goods and services occur, that time onwards the concept of market was. So in modern time, what do we mean by market? Market is a place or a territory or a geographical location where both buyers and seller getting together, coming together, having certain common interest to fulfill. Here question arises that what is the common interest of buyer and what is the common interest of seller. If you will talk about the common interest of buyer's interest is to satisfy the wants, needs and desire by buying goods and services, products and services. And what is the common interest of seller? Seller's common interest is to satisfy people in order to achieve the economic objective, getting money or profit. So what, again I just like to repeat, what is market? Market is a geographical location or is a territorial location where both existence of buyer and seller with having certain common interests, that is financial in nature, financial interest to fulfill by exchanging the goods and services in terms of money. So if we will talk about, this is the very traditional concept of market or physical market I'm just talking about. But at the modern time, what do we mean by market is really all about. Market, if we will talk about modern time, the market can be a physical market or can be a virtual market. Market can be physical market or can be a virtual market. So in modern time, the scope of market has become widely spread all across. It is not necessary that market exists really in in a specific geographic location. Particularly with the invention of new technology, the revolution of information and technology in this 21st century, the scope of market has been widespread all around. So it is not that we cannot at all identify market as a place. Right now, market may be anywhere in this globe. Where you are there, this can be a market. Where the buyer is there, that can be a market. Where the seller is there, that can be a market. So the traditional concept, what I just earlier told, that market is a physical in nature, where geographical location, existence of buyer and seller is not specific geographical location. What I told, I was just talking about physical market. What virtual market? Virtual market is a marketplace where the market could be understood in the virtual world, in the web world. It means whenever the consumer, it probably you can say where the consumer exists and able to connect the globe. If the consumer possesses that instrument, then this could be a market. So right now the market is been widespread. It may reach to your street, it may reach to your residence, it may be reached to your bedroom or drawing room, or it may be anywhere in the that would be called as a virtual market. It's all about. In virtual market, where the consumer is ready to interact with the seller, the marketer, with help of certain, some gadget, some electronic gadget, and communicating with the people with help of internet. So it is right now the virtual market is that kind of market where the buyer, the seller try to interact or connect the consumer with help of the web world. That means the consumer can easily. So what exactly virtual market is all about? Where the consumer himself, what is e-commerce? The concept of e-commerce came into existence. That is a great market, at the popular market at the present time. So this particular course is not virtual market part, is not there in your syllabus. I don't want to go very depth of the virtual market, but I just like to tell you what the physical market is all about. I just told that physical market is a market or geographical location where existence of both buyer and seller, where the existence of both buyer and seller with interaction with financially economical objective to fulfill is all about. We mean the physical market is something. So if we will talk about the characteristics of physical market, then I must say existence of whether it is a virtual market or physical market, existence of commodity and services. So where there is market, there must be certain product to be offered, certain services is to be rendered. That means without existence of commodity, or you can say product and commodity or product. In marketing, we should use better. We should use a term product instead commodity. Economics, commodity was the appropriate word to pronounce. But here it is important for us to understand the existence of commodity and services is quite highly important. If absence of product or service, it is really not at all possible to carry out any of the transaction, any of the exchange, in a market. So market may not have any value without, it is just like a railway track without train, isn't it? So without product and services, market does not possess any sort of, value. So first important characteristics of any market, whether it is physical or virtual, that is existence of commodity and services. Next, it is geographical location or territorial existence. I am talking about physical market, territorial or geographic existence. Geographic existence. It means if you will talk about traditional market, so we cannot at all imagine a market. We cannot at all, think of a marketplace without any territorial existence. It is just like a store, or it is just like just like a person who offer, maybe dealer, maybe distributor, maybe retailer, maybe anybody who possesses some. It may be just the location like a gold market, or you can say fruit market, or you can say cloth market, or electronic goods market, industrial goods market. So it's a somewhere in the city or somewhere in the state, which can be territorial or geographical existence. So if you will talk about market, there must be a territory. I'm talking about physical market. There must be a specific origin, specific territory to recognize and identify. Next, it comes existence of competition. Next is existence of competition. What is competition? You cannot at all, expect or imagine a market with one producer or one seller and multiple buyers. So where there is market, at the modern time, that the time was there when Britishers were ruling our country. They probably possessed that characteristic that only East India Company offered, products and services to people of our country. But right now, you may say that where there is, you can imagine a market, there must be a huge number of seller and buyer. So where there is huge number of seller offering similar type of products and services, we can definitely say that is existence of competition. Existence of competition. So there must be competitor. Wherever there is market, you will find similar kind of firms, similar kind of producer who are offering or rendering the same type of products and services, or targeting to the similar type of consumer. This is what we mean that competition is all about. Next, you can say buyer and seller. Very, very important part. Buyer and seller. Who are called buyer? Without buyer and seller, market it's just like so those who are the real operator of a market. You cannot say that if there is no buyer, the seller will not exist. If there is no seller, buyer will not come. So in a marketplace, the existence of a correlation in between buyer and seller is highly desirable, highly required. So whether it's a market, whether it's a physical market or a virtual market, we can say there must be huge number of buyer and huge number of seller, those who control and operate the marketplace and getting the objective to be fulfilled. So what I mean? I mean that you can say buyer and seller plays quite an important role in the characteristics. If you will talk about the characteristic of the markets. Next, it is financial. The relationship is financial in nature. Financial or economic objective. Economic objective. It is very important in any market if you are talking about. For example, if you like to borrow your notes from your friend who is sitting aside, and he will or she will borrow your note. Here a transaction occur, like borrowing and returning. Can it be called a market? You need, anything. You suppose you don't have a book with you, then you can borrow this from your friend, from your colleague, from your neighbor. Or some article is not available with you, you can borrow it from your neighbor and friends. What does it mean? Sometimes girls use necklace of their friend. Can it be market? No, it is not. It's non-economic because money is not involved. Money is not involved. So we cannot at all imagine a market, a complete market in fact. So what exactly I want to say So money, financial, operation, economic, objective is highly required. That means where there is a market activity, there must be buying, selling, purchasing, selling in the form of buying, selling in the form of money, exchanging in the form of the proper financial instrument must be there. Maybe in terms of money like cash, or maybe in, online payment. There must be proper structure of payment. Proper payment structure has to be developed if you are talking about as a market. There must be a financial and economic objective. So what should be the economic objective of the seller? The seller's economic objective is to earn profit, getting economic benefit from the market. If you will talk about economic objective from this buyer, they always try to get a quality product, higher quantity with cheaper price and limited cost. So it is also a kind of economic objective they are looking forward for. So where the existence of money, existence of price come, money exchange occur, we can say it is completely financial and economic in nature. So what next it comes? There must be a price. So where there is market, there must be one price that has to be set up by the seller himself. This may be similar for all the consumer. This may be differentiated for different consumer. That means price, or setting a figure, setting a monetary figure that consumer required to sacrifice in order to buy or purchase that product or have that product. You can say that is something what we mean. So where there is a market, we definitely say that market is that component. This is the different components which combination of which create a market. So price is that equal necessary element for every market to have. Without price, only buyer seller cannot fulfill their economic objective. Hence we can say setting up of right price, perfect price. Next it comes, there must be existence of speculators. You can say next point is perfect knowledge. Perfect knowledge. So whose knowledge? Both the buyer must have perfect knowledge about the market. At the same time, seller must have the sufficient knowledge about the market. So both the sides, the perfect knowledge. What knowledge? I will tell you that buyers must have perfect knowledge that how many variety of product are available in the market, how many sellers are there in the market, what should be the price of the product, then other feature, nature and characteristics of the product. A complete knowledge has to be collected, has to be borrowed into their brain or considering while purchasing. So I can say perfect knowledge of a buyer. At the same time, perfect knowledge of seller is highly necessary. You can say in what way sellers, importance or sellers role. It's said. I can say that seller at the same time must require to know the existing market condition by understanding the competitors' price, by understanding the technology the competitors use, the price competitors really set to sell their product. You can say the variety they use, the competitor strategy, and understanding the consumer taste, preference, requirement, everything. So you can say perfect knowledge not only from the seller, but also not only from the buyer, but also from the seller. Seller must have complete knowledge about the competitor, complete knowledge about the consumer, government, complete knowledge about the suppliers of raw material, machinery, tool, equipment, to supplies. Every knowledge has to be properly carried out in order to. So perfect knowledge is highly necessary in order to carry out any of the market objective. Last but not least, that is speculation. Existence of market speculators. Market speculators. Speculator means the people those who create speculation. What is speculation? Rumor, creation of rumor, false rumors. So where there is a market, wherever there is a market, we definitely say that there must be rumors. Who creates rumor and how it is created? It is not, sometimes it is intentionally created, sometimes it is non-intentionally, unintentionally developed automatically. Who creates? There may be sometime general public may create rumor, sometime sometime some competitors may lead to certain rumor in order to get certain benefit. Sometime you can say the government sometimes create rumor, sometimes, not every time. So whenever rumor occurs, this may lead to higher up the sales. Sometimes rumor has been used as an instrument, or sometimes you can say it's sometimes it is a competitive strategy. In order to restrict your competitor, you require to use certain rumor, or companies use you to see this as a rumor. And speculator, so existence of speculator is very common in every sort of market, particularly the monetary, I mean the stock market. If there is a financial market, stock market, the existence of rumor is there. Physical market, normal kind of markets, we too find the people those who create a kind of speculation, kind of rumor in the marketplace in order to achieve certain goals and objectives. Sometimes it is intentionally created by the company itself, sometimes it is created by the competitor, or sometimes due to miscommunication, rumor can be created in the market. So where there is market, there must be a rumor. These are the very, very important characteristics has to be understood well in order to understand the concept of market. Next class, I will explain different market structures, types and classification of markets, which is very, very essential for us to understand. Being a marketing professional, or being a future marketing manager or marketing professional, it is highly necessary to understand this is a fundamental concept. The fundamentally one has to be very, very clear whenever you are go to the depth of the concept, a specialized concept. So I mean, this is a concept which is to be understood, reminded throughout your life, even though the subject is gone or you may be passed out. But whenever you go into company, this fundamental question will be asked you: what is market? What are the characteristics? Speak two characteristics of market. This is the fundamental question may be asked to you inside the interview hall. It may be asked by the interviewer every time. This fundamental question, and how many types of market, what is marketing structure. These are the fundamental questions usually being asked by the interviewer during the interview. So hope you understood this concept, and whatever problem, I will send this PDF notes to you in your official group. And whatever thing is not understood, follow this video clearly and come up with some doubt so that I can rectify it, I can clear up your doubt and take up proactive steps. Thank you very much. Take care.